Hello, this is Nobuko. This is the bus terminal at Sendai station. I'm now on a one-night trip to Sendai with my husband. We are now going to see the ruins of Sendai Castle. Many people think that all Japanese castles look the same. However, knowledge of Japanese history and culture will make your visit to a castle much more enjoyable. Whether you are interested in Japanese history or not, watch to the end. Okay, let's go. Sendai, with a population of 1.09 million, is located in the center of Miyagi Prefecture and is the largest city in the Tohoku region. It takes approximately 90 minutes from Tokyo by Shinkansen and 70 minutes each from Osaka and Sapporo by airplane. In Japan, cities were often formed mainly around castles, temples, shrines, and inns. The city of Sendai developed as a result of the construction of Sendai Castle by Date Masamune in 1600. This is the Sendai City Loop Bus, which is designed for sightseeing in the city. I couldn't get a seat as it was full of tourists. However, I wanted to see the view of the city, so I was happy to stand by the window. The city of Sendai is located in the middle of reaches of the Hirose River on river terraces that are one level higher than the plain. As shown on the map, the land spreads out in a staircase pattern around the Hirose River. This is the Hirose River. Because of the complex structure of the city, the bus will cross the Hirose River many times while we are on the bus from now on. The Hirose River flooded repeatedly in the 1940s and 1950s. It has reached its present form as a result of repeated riverbank repairs and other measures. The Hirose River again. I got the impression that there are many high-rise flats here. This is my first visit to Sendai. Sendai is such an urban city. We have arrived at the bus stop. Sendai Castle is no longer standing, and the site of the castle has been developed into a park, museum, and Tohoku University. Nevertheless, walking around the former site of the castle will reveal some interesting discoveries. Japanese castles are fortified by dividing the entire site into several spaces. The structure of the Sendai Castle follows this basic structure, but it's unique. Sendai Castle was then divided into the main, the second, and the third compounds. Mountains are behind the Sendai castle, and the structure takes advantage of the topography. The mountain behind the castle and the Hirose River flowing in front of it were used skillfully as a natural fortification. This is the Goshiki Pond, which was the inner moat of the third compound. It's the birthplace of figure skating in Japan, as a German teacher who stayed in Japan taught figure skating to his students here during the Meiji period. The Sendai City Museum is located on the site of this former third compound. I'm going to visit there to learn history of Sendai and the Date family who were alive of this place. That is the Sendai City Museum. There used to be the third compound of Sendai Castle. Let's go! The museum has a very good range of exhibits. For 460 yen, you can learn about the geography and history of Sendai, which is very good value for money. This is the armor of Date Masamune, a samurai active in Japan during the Warring States period. He was the 17th head of the Date family and the first lord of the Sendai clan. The armor is characterized by its black hand unification throughout, and the helmet is decorated with a large golden crescent moon. And this armor is said to have inspired Darth Vader's costume in Star Wars. It's believed that the film's production team used materials provided by the museum to create the design. This is a portrait of Date Masamune. I've seen in history textbooks when I was a student. He was infected with smallpox as a child and lost his right eye. This gave him the nickname Dokuganryu, literally one-eyed dragon. In this portrait, both eyes are depicted as his wishes. This is Date Masamune's smoking pipe. He was a heavy smoker. This room displays items related to Hasekura Tsunenaga and his party. They were the first Japanese to successfully cross the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans to European countries. This is a portrait of Hasekura Tsunenaga staying in Rome, painted around 1615. It is the oldest existing painting of a real-life Japanese in Japan. He was baptized in Madrid in the presence of the King of Spain. After leaving the Sendai City Museum at the site of the third compound, we are heading towards the site of the main compound. It's hard to tell from the video, but it's a long, hard climb and I'm dying. My husband said to me many times that we should give up and go back, but we are almost at the top. Beyond this large stone wall is the site of the main compound. Some snow remains. There was less snow in Sendai than expected, but the locals said that this is unusual. We are finally at the top. I enjoyed the grape juice my husband bought me here. By the way, there are no more main buildings left here, but in the first place, the castle tower did not exist in Sendai Castle as it does in other castles. Instead, there was a grand hall here for entertaining guests. This is the remain of the main compound. Why was the hall installed here instead of the castle tower? The historical context of the period and the role of the castle explain why. The castle was a military stronghold, with the castle tower evolving from a watchtower and equipped for siege and defense. Sendai Castle was built shortly after the Battle of Sekigahara by Date Masamune. This battle led to Tokugawa Ieyasu becoming the first shogun of the Edo period. After the battle, Date Masamune came to power in Sendai, but needed to show that he had no hostility towards his master, Tokugawa Ieyasu. For this reason, he is said to have abandoned the construction of the castle tower. Even though the palace itself is no longer here, the site of the former castle tower has been turned into a park. The cobblestones are arranged according to the layout of the building that once existed. This is the statue of Date Masamune. He still watches over the castle town from here. The statue was cracked and titled by a major earthquake in March 2022. It was therefore restored in a workshop in Tokyo and finally returned here after the work was completed. Look at this panoramic view of the city of Sendai. As I mentioned earlier, we can see that this land is stair-stopped from the Hirose River. In 1631, Date Masamune decided to build a castle town on the opposite bank of the Hirose River, which was then an undeveloped area. Usually, large castle towns are built on the plains near the river mouths, where it is convenient for shipping. Sendai, however, is located in the middle of the Hirose River on a river terrace that is one level higher than the plain. It's located 20 meters above the Hirose River, making it unstable for the construction of the castle town. However, it shows that this site was chosen as a castle town because it was less vulnerable to floods and tsunamis. As the planned castle town site was located higher than the Hirose River, it was not possible to draw water directly from the river to the castle town. Masamune therefore ordered the laying of the artificial river, and Sendai was lined with irrigation canals. How was my Sendai Castle tour? It was interesting to see how the city made good use of the terrain. Behind Sendai Castle was a natural road. Despite the difficult terrain for town planning, this area was chosen from the perspective of disaster prevention. It's a town built by the wisdom of many people. If you want to learn more about Tohoku Shinkansen and the delicious food in Sendai, check another video. Knowledge enriches your journey. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'm also checking your request. Leave your comment. See you in the next video. Bye bye. またね